asked to speak at this event, I had a feeling I would be lined up next to a bunch of ALS legends. So rather than pretending to be wise or introspective, I decided to take another path so that you can't compare me to the other speakers. I have decided to workshop an absolute beginner's attempt at ALS stand-up comedy. I've never done any kind of comedy, much less about ALS, and I can't stand up. But I figure a group of people with pseudo-bulbar effect who will probably nonstop laugh or cry regardless of what I say would be a pretty good practice audience. So let's attempt to workshop our way through this set together. What do you think? So we're all here today because we know ALS is pretty terrible, but I want to start with the worst parts about ALS that people don't talk about enough. The first is that our PR is just not nearly as cool as other diseases. I've never really loved the phrase redheaded stepchild because, you should be so lucky to get a redhead 1% of the world. But ALS is the least popular kid at the playground. It's the guy in high school who gets shoved in lockers. It's the worst of the three Baldwins, Alec. We're not well known, we're not well paid. People keep trying to dump ice on us. I mean, we're up against MS. As a millennial, Selma Blair getting MS was a real blow. She's walking with her cane next to the president, she's on Dancing with the Stars. Every millennial around the world was like, okay, MS. And then came Christina Applegate. She comes out during the last season of Dead to Me saying she has MS. At that point I was like, okay, big MS is onto something. They're just making MS so chic and so well known. And now you might be thinking, Brooke, we have our own celebrities here in ALS land, and I want to be clear, Stephen Hawking is an absolute legend. But did he make ALS cool? I don't recall a Gucci X Hawking for adaptive clothing. I don't recall any wheelchair ramps at the Met Gala. No one's dropping his name in rap songs. So maybe we talk about how we get a trendy spokesperson. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, I would never wish ALS upon anyone. That's clinically insane. Absolutely not. No way, no hell. But if I had to pick. If a Kardashian got ALS, we would all be saved. The Kardashian curse could be turned into the Kardashian cure. I can see the branding perfectly. Okay, hear me out. We could have KKW Beauty, KKW Fragrance, KKW Toilet Seat Risers. What about we do Kylie Lip Kits, Kylie Skin, Kylie Hoyer Lifts? Maybe we scrap that idea, and maybe it's not wishing it upon anyone, but instead what if we just don't tell people that ALS isn't contagious? Has anyone tried it? Now, of course, I don't want to leave you with just complaints about ALS. There are actually some good things too. And I don't just mean the obvious ones like early airplane boarding or rolling my wheelchair over people's feet and them apologizing to me. I mean the secret great things that us people with ALS don't want to tell you normies. So let's review some of my favorite parts about ALS. Number one, no one is allowed to disagree with me anymore. You're immediately called a monster. I live in a protected class. Boyfriend doesn't fold the laundry? Monster. Dad doesn't fetch me a drink when he goes to get one? Disgusting. Friends don't name every single one of their babies after me? Sick, twisted. Even the people who hated me in the past come out of the woodwork to make sure they're being nice to the girl with ALS. When I was first diagnosed with ALS, I was like, you guys, I'm fine, I can handle this. But then I got a text from that bitter ex-boyfriend who hated me after we broke up, saying, you're so amazing. That's when I knew it was time to panic. The second thing, no one understands ALS enough, which, hear me out, I know it comes with cons, but we can make it work for us. Event I don't want to go to, my ALS is acting up. I'm giving someone a dirty look and they catch me, ALS flare. Sleep through a work meeting, guys remember, Brooke is going through a lot. All jokes aside, I have to say that easily the best part of having ALS is to be with all of you The community has brought so much into my life that as infinitely as I hate ALS, I'm grateful that it brought us all together. Thank you.
Standing ovation, but you wouldn't let me pan the crowd.
You saw your standing O, right, while they were looking at my ass. Sorry about that.